Fumble through! Fumble through! Fumble through! Fumble through! Fumbling through, fumbling through. Fumbling through, fumbling through. Fumbling through!
In dungeons deep and dragons bold, where knights in armour gleam with gold, through forests dark and mountains high, we quest beneath the azure sky. With spells we weave and swords we wield, in quests where destiny is concealed. Amidst the mist and ancient rumble, heroes rise, though oft they fumble.
Through.
Welcome to Fumble Through.
Fumble through!
Would you like to hear the last stanza of that poem that I wrote?
Does it has congealed in it?
Through
Does it say
trials,
written by ChatGPT?
through trials dire and challenges grand, in realms where magic shapes the land, we journey on, our hearts a tremble, in the fantasy realms where dreams assemble.
Just like the Avengers.
Dreamy Avengers. Dreamy Avengers. Well,
just all Liam Hemsworth.
so I say to thee, welcome back, dear listener, to another installment of Poetry Corner with Fumble Through. Oh, nothing. I thought I'd get a fumble through out of that.
Fumble through.
Yeah. Those have been very lackluster lately.
I was clapping my applause.
Clicking, click.
I thought you were clapping for the deaf people in the room. I'm like, we've all got headphones and microphones. That's not going to work, buddy.
You know the listeners, the deaf listeners aren't going to like this, Brett.
God.
Anyway, we hope times are treating you well, and even though we sometimes can't hear the answer, I still like to ask this. How are you doing out there in listenership? How are you doing? Find someone, tell them how you're doing right now. If you're in your car, don't look at them if you're driving, but talk to the car next to you, talk to your steering wheel. Just tell someone, how's your day going? Because sometimes it's nice to unload.
Talk to your steering wheel.
Do you not talk to your steering wheel when you...
No.
I call my steering wheel a whole manner of things, you fucking idiot. Who the fuck doesn't indicate? That's all my steering wheel does, thinks that I hate it. But it's all my steering wheel. Cops a lot from me. So anyway, there.
That's a pick behind the window, isn't it?
This week, I have been thinking about the word connection. I think connection is the reason that unites our love of this hobby, connection with characters, connection to stories, connection to the game system. Most importantly, maybe connection to each other. Don't be weird about it. But what I would like you to talk to me about right now, and this is just so that we can hear you guys speak for once, is talk to me about when you felt a connection to the nerd game that we play and what it meant for you at the time. So, like, think about a moment where you felt a connection in games or in nerdship or in all that kind of stuff. What did it mean to you at the time? What was it, and how did it resonate?
Specifically, any game? Or
Anything.
Anything.
Sure, anything, even in life.
I remember there was a moment when I took my eldest, and he wasn't young. He was, maybe 11, 12, 13. And we went and saw the Queensland Symphony Orchestra playing along to Star Wars Phantom Menace. And there was, in the middle of that, there was a horn solo, and he looked at me and I looked at him at the same time. We both went, there's a moment there where it kind of everything felt Star Wars for both of us exactly the same way at the same time. And I went, there's the moment where we both connected on this thing that we both really, really love. And for him, it was about the music, and he loves the music and the kind of the orchestration of that stuff. So hearing the QSO playing that live, seeing them play live, seeing where the sounds are coming from was really meaningful for him. Me being able to share that with him was really meaningful for me. And being in a room where it wasn't just film, it was art making, it was a live orchestra. All of my world kind of connected with him really, really well. That was
And a room full of Star Wars nerds.
And that feeling, you could kind of go, there was a myriad of those connections happening all through the movie with parents and their children, and you
And
know.
an energy, I guess, in that room. That's the difference of live stuff versus recorded.
Well, yeah, and there's the whole thing of walking into a live experience when no one wants it to suck. They've all paid money for that. They all want to have a great time. So you're walking in with an expectation, but a hope of excellence. So everyone's walking in, and they've seen Darth Vader outside, and they've had a great fan moments and photos and stuff. You walk in, and the opening scroll goes, and you kind of feel everyone all sit on that same page. So there's it's thousands of people in that room seeing that thing. And that's huge. And I thought about that to start with, but then I thought about the moment where kind of the French horn sung out, and I think it was the Imperial March or something like that we both went, oh.
Or Luke Skywalker.
It was Phantom Menace. So,
oh, okay.
So that was the bit when, hang on. They go, carry on.
it was Jawas.
I was singing, but that's Superman. Don't worry.
Indiana Jones.
There you go.
E.T. phone home.
Oh, my brain isn't working.
Yeah.
Did you find that same connection? Just interestingly, because I remember we went and saw Phantom Menace together in the cinemas, and as adults going back for nostalgia, that was the first time we'd all seen these ads, seen Darth Maul. Everyone was super hyped. We got midnight tickets. We had gone in there. There were guys dressed up left, right, and center. People were cheering as like guys dressed up had walked in, and there was a level of excitement in that room. Did this match that moment? Like, did you have the same kind of anticipation, that connection with the
I think that was more of a belief into the idea of Star Wars after not having a movie experience for so long.
Yeah.
The one in the orchestra, while there was that big communal one, the very personal connection with my son was the thing that kind of sparked for me. I think I didn't have that in the other room. I had a communal kind of feeling of expectation and love, and the need for it to be cool. In the orchestration, I had a need for my son to love it, but we both had a moment where we didn't have a need for each other. We just went, we're in this moment together.
Let's float
at the right space.
Yeah.
Exactly like our resonances were harmonized. It was really, really cool.
Yeah, that is a cool thing. Star Wars is cool.
It's cool.
It's cool. So cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you two?
So I have a couple of these moments with my dad, with specifically Lord of the Rings movie. I had never read the books. I'd read The Hobbit, but I'd never read Lord of the Rings. And I actually somehow did not know, probably because I was a kid, did not know the movie was coming out until Dad's like, we're going to go see this movie. And we ended up seeing Fellowship of the Ring like 7 times in the cinemas.
It came out. Did you go on, because it was Boxing Day that it came out?
No, I don't think we went on D-Day, but like just that. I don't know how much Dad was prepared for going into it, how much we both freaking fell in love with those movies. It was just at the same time that we didn't stop talking about it for like months. Like, as I said, we saw it 7 times while it was in cinemas, and every time it would come out, we'd go see it multiple times, the next one and all that kind of stuff, and bought like a Lord of the Rings chess set, and you'd have the poster up on the wall, and it just became a big thing for us of, that's how, when I first started mini painting, we did the Lord of the Rings, there's mail order magazine thing.
I remember. I got the same ones.
Yep, we were doing that. And it became like a big chunk of my teenage years was Lord of the Rings with Dad. Because like no one else I knew, my circles of friends never really were into that kind of stuff or anything like that. And it was just that special thing that me and Dad, loved, and you
held precious.
Yeah, exactly. So
that's nice.
Hence the One Ring.
Do you remember the moment though? Do you remember the actual moment? Do you remember the goosebumpy moment, or the hackles on the back of your neck moment where you were just like, wow, we are connected as this? Like, do you remember like looking at your dad or that moment Brett just spoke about, or do you
Yeah, I think I turned to Dad and said, I really need to pee, but I'm not going to leave the movie. And he said, me too.
That is an actual great connection.
Because it was like, like 3 hours each.
Yeah. And then he handed me a cup and said, "Here, son, you're a man now."
We had that moment in the last of the releases of the last trilogy. We all went and saw it on the big screen, in big cinema, and we got in late, so we were right down the front, and there were 5 or 6 of us, my friends and I, and about 5 minutes before the end of the movie, just as Anakin's lying there burning on the side of a lava mountain, my friend gets up and has to pee, and he leaves in front of the whole audience going, as if I hate this movie, but he had to pee, and he's like, excuse me, out. And then, as the credits rolling, he walks back in. So, oh, you poor fella.
It's really nice that you admitted that I was there for that, Brett.
Well, it was over for him because he had the low ground.
Yeah, because we were right up the front.
Yeah.
They were the only tickets we could get.
Yeah, right, yeah.
I remember
It was
that. We
good
were in
though.
that. We had 2 rows in the corner too.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Luke? Where's some
hang on, so
connection that
can
you
you just refresh my mind of what the actual question was? Because I feel like I've lost
nerd
track of what it
connections?
was.
What's a good nerd connection that you've had? Maybe where you felt connected to the community of nerds around
The
you,
community
or,
of nerds.
or some other nerds, or the connection that you have to nerdship or to gaming or to something like that.
Luke hates community.
Did you have that connection when you were in the UK at Warhammer World?
Yeah, what sparked your Warhammer? Think about that.
So
Is there something?
I was 9 years old. I was at a family wedding, and my cousins were there, and they had some miniatures.
Are we going to need a psychologist for the rest of this part? And there was a dark room.
No. It's in England. It's not Australia. So they were there, and like that's right back when Games Workshop had literally just started out, pretty much. And they had a couple of Space Marines, I think it was, painted as well. And I just remember just thinking they were the coolest looking little things I'd ever seen. Like back in the days of like when you could buy a box of Space Marines, 30 of them in a box for £10.
Wow.
Yeah.
£10 was
instead of
a weekly wage,
yeah,
right?
No, it would, no. Maybe actually. I didn't even think of that actually. Yeah. So I think I was around about 9, 10 maybe. Yeah. And just being totally taken aback and like you do when you're a young kid, going to them, can I have it? Can I keep it? And they let me keep it. They let me keep 2 of these miniatures, and I'm taking them home.
Because they had so many of them.
Exactly.
As well,
yeah. They were very, not flippant, but they were like, yeah, of course you go for it kind of thing. And that was basically where my plastic crack habit started.
Do you talk to them about this? Like,
no, I haven't actually
They
spoken
don't talk to them.
cousins
Luke stole
for
the miniatures off
years.
him.
Yeah.
since the incident.
Well, it did get to a point every time we used to visit them, I'd be like, what have you got?
What do you got there?
Shit. No, I don't
Luke's
think...
coming over, hide the
Hide all the
miniatures.
good stuff. No, I could probably account for most of my like little things. I remember going around to the same cousin's house, and they had a Amiga 500. Yeah, and they had a game called Alien Breed, which is like a aerial view kind of shoot 'em up. So like you're just looking straight down, and it's basically based off of Aliens. So this guy running around, you're shooting aliens, and what was the other one? Gauntlet.
Yeah, Gauntlet was
Gauntlet's
massive.
great.
Just playing
Great
with them.
game.
Yeah, and just I think that's.
Do you
So I
know
struggled with it. Like it's just got me
Oh, I
thinking
know
about
Gauntlet.
those sort of
Yeah,
things. Yeah, but Gauntlet was absolutely amazing. Yeah.
They re-released it not too long
Yes,
ago.
they did.
Did they really?
Yeah.
It's souped up.
Is it really? Is
Yeah.
it on Switch by any chance?
I don't know. When I say recently, it's probably 10 years ago
15
now.
years ago.
Yeah. Do you still have those 2 original minis?
No, I do not.
Oh.
No, sadly.
Where was your connection to playing though? Because you're big into playing. Like there must be something in your mind. Because I've never gone. I like miniature painting. I've never resonated with playing miniature
So
war
that
games.
goes back to my good old faithful Hero Quest. And
Yeah.
it was around about the same time, like 9, 10, and a friend of mine had a copy of the game, and just absolutely fell in love with that game.
Yeah.
Like that whole concept of, I guess, because Hero Quest is that weird space between tabletop gaming and role playing, and it's just like we've had some games at the new edition that's been done, and I've been absolutely giddy with joy when we've sat around at the table and done that, and I just remember absolutely frothing over the whole thing, the whole experience. But that's probably where the miniature stuff started out in actual gaming. In terms of tabletop gaming, the stereo stuff didn't really kick off until I was in my teens. We used to play Blood Bowl, and we had like a full-on league with about 15 people at our high school that would play it, and it was epic.
I saw recently, sorry, sidetrack, Vault Games in Brisbane has a Blood Bowl league.
They do they?
Where you actually win a trophy that they've made.
Oh, that's cool.
So.
Oh, that might be worth looking up then, because I know the Tanamara, the Irresistible Force, they didn't win a league. I've been told several times, if you turn up and you play a lot with somebody else, you'll probably hype up some interest, and then you'll start something off.
And
but
the league will begin, if you build it, it will come.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah. But at the moment, it's not really played that much. But yeah.
It's a bit sad.
I've tried to get you guys into, but nobody seems interested. You all want to play it on the bloody PlayStation.
No, I'll play it. I'll play it with you. I just worry that, like, I don't resonate because there's no real characters, but also I am worried that I'll start wanting to do it and then wanting to paint everything, and then I can't. That's like, I've got too much in my life right now. I need to retire before I get to the hobbies and the things.
Rubbish.
My eyesight's going.
I was going to say, mini painting is the one hobby I think you got to do now, because I can't see myself as
I think right now, just let the painting side of it go. Put them together. They're lovely and grey. Yeah. They're fine. Spray them a colour if you want to, if it really helps.
I can't though. I can't. It's I physically
think of it like
cannot.
chess. You have black and white.
No, can't do it. Can't do it. If I have a miniature, it needs to be right.
A colonial of Luke.
Black and white. That's pretty funny. So I remember playing D&D like in the breach of the 2000s, playing with the current group that in our social group that we play, that iteration that started then, that goes till now. For after 20 or whatever years. But the idea of that was the 3rd edition and buying the 3rd edition book. And I cannot find my 3rd edition book, which I'm hoping Brett's got it somewhere around here, but I don't know.
3.5
that he does.
what I've got.
No, it's the 3rd edition. I think I still have 3.5. I don't have 3rd. 3rd is somewhere in the world. But I can still, when you smell something, like you smell a book and it just takes you straight back to a moment. I remember connecting with the idea of that, because I hadn't thought about role playing for a very, very long time. We'd sort of done it when we were younger and all that kind of stuff. And I remember sitting there going, I'm going to grab this book, because I remember Mikey was like, I'm playing with this group of people. I found them at this weird gaming convention. I was like, geez, you're a nerd. Like, he went to this thing and then he found that some people, he's like, we're going to go to this guy's house and we're going to play. But if you're going to come, you commit. Like, you don't just come in and come out. Like, you are in. You have an invitation to the table. Like, it's a cult that you are joining, kind of thing. And I was like, I can't, because at the time I was working nights in restaurants, and then I finally got a day job and I was like, I can do this thing. And the first Wednesday night I went there and I'd spent 2 weeks creating a character, didn't really know what it was, reading the book, connecting, going into that space, and having a character die within 4 minutes of your first game because you didn't really understand what was going on and all that kind of stuff. But then sitting there and just connecting with this idea of fantasy, these things that happen in your brain, and getting so excited. And then, like, because Mikey and I used to carpool, we would play every week, and every week on the way home we'd be like, blah, 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 this is going to happen, and then what if we do this, and just this connection of ideas, and just the idea that this imaginary thing can take up so much of your time, effort, and brain power. I actually think that a heap of learning in my life has been done because of role playing. I learned Photoshop because I wanted to learn how to create maps and stuff. I've learned how to do some maths, I guess, because of role playing.
Some of my leadership skills have come out of the table.
Yeah, it's.
I'm not kidding. Like,
really?
Yeah. Well, how do you navigate 5 people who all have their own objective and want to do their own thing at a table and are all so full on their character? You kind of need to step in and go,
you kill them.
All right, let's gather all your ideas. Let's go that way.
We
bend and flex stuff.
That's a perfect example. Is JR, right? JR is a character that is so different from me, but he took on a leadership role, which you guys, who are usually leadership roles in our party, just went
Step back.
step back.
Sure.
You don't think so?
No, I don't think I've ever taken a leadership role in the party.
It's just weird because I've seen Brett.
Luke's good enough to do in the business.
I saw Brett once in a leadership meeting when he brought me to work, and it was weird just hearing him look at everybody and just yell out, "Sleep strike!"
That's Miles,
I know.
not JR.
I was talking about Brett
All right.
too, even though I was looking at you,
Yeah.
Lindsay. I was talking about Brett. But yes, there's so much of what I've learned, but the literal connection that's come, and then having people join tables and move tables and all that kind of stuff. There are life, like, you know, I wouldn't have met you, Lindsay, if it wasn't for the table. No, Luke, I met you before and then invited you into the table, and like, you know, thank you every now and then. It'd be okay. You know.
That's a big thing.
Right.
I think
Honestly, I need to take this back because literally Luke has thanked me, and we talk about this all the time. Like, we even had a moment today where he said something like about hierarchical stuff about where we work, and I'm like, that's not true. Like, we were friends before anything else.
The thing is, I knew that would make you feel uncomfortable because you guys were ganging up on me. I was like, I'm going to throw something here to stop him in his tracks.
It really did. I was talking about Luke's people coming to other countries, planting a flag and then ruining them and like leaving, and
It's borderline harassment, really.
It wasn't borderline. It was true harassment, and we had other people jump in. It was good.
not for today, but I think another question down the track might be the thought process that goes into inviting someone to a table, and then the process of being and stepping into that table. I've been lucky enough to be on both of those, but I think that's a conversation that we should have at some point, because
Really
that's a really good
Yeah,
one.
I've been quite guarded about the table. I've had people say like, "Oh, can I come along and play a game?" I'm like,
No.
I had someone ask me today, "Oh, if
Really?
there's a spare spot at your table, I'd love to come play." And I'm like, "Sure,
Yeah.
one day we'll revisit this." You don't understand the cult.
How long did it take? We were talking about it, and then we played at work before, like,
I don't know, probably a year or so.
you got invited in, Linz.
Yeah.
And even then it was dubious. Still is.
Well, I remember Justin telling me about how he had approached the subject of the table about me coming in.
Yep. It's very much, because once you are there, you're there. Like, you are connected to people for a long time.
And,
You have to commit. Like, that was, I had this conversation with you
Uh-huh.
as well, right?
I
on the way
remember
in.
it, and I was like, I'm really nervous. I don't know if I'll fit in. I don't know what this is about. I don't know. Luckily enough, it was a really, really cool story arc that I saw and was able to jump into. I had the best entry into the game. Because it was, Jussie and Mikey and Andrew and, another guy called Danny, and they had a really nice kind of vibe going, and I could fit into that. I kind of, there's another resonance moment, I think, where I fit the mold very well. And all of my nervousness dissipated when Justin and Mikey role played. That like, it all went away because I went, oh, that, I can do that. I'm in on that.
Yeah.
That's
You want to be a
fun.
jackass and roll dice? It's fine. I can do
Oh,
that.
dice is secondary. The rules are secondary. I get it.
Yeah.
Okay, no
Fucking
worries.
with
I've
each
been
other.
saying that for
There's
ages.
number
but I didn't read
one.
them.
But yes, so we should talk about that at some point. At some point in the future. But yeah, no, there is an actual full discussion. Like, I've got an internal set of rules, and I'd love to hear what you guys think about your rules, because genuinely, we've talked about maybe bringing somebody else into this forum as well, and we're like, what does that
That's
mean?
a totally different set of-
I mean, Frank came, he was okay. He brought us beer. I don't drink anymore, so I don't have well, at the moment, I don't drink until I meet Frank again, then it'll get me pissed and stuff. Anyway, look, we've got some actual gaming to do tonight. And
Short gaming.
And just because you're a halfling, Luke,
No,
it doesn't mean it's
and
short.
unconscious
it's short
and
gaming.
prone.
It is. We're in a
No,
pretty big
Give
predicament.
us a play of the grounds, Justin.
Well-
Go around the grounds.
Whether you know it or not, guys,
You're fucked.
there's some problems. There's some problems that are arising. I've thought of this over the weekend. I'm excited about one moment, and I'm going to get to you because I want to hear what your characters are doing right at this moment in the pause. So we paused for.
Before you do, is it all right for Luke to turn that fucking 20-minute timer off now?
He's already done it. It's happened.
It's been, yes, but for the 20 minutes since that game, every 20 minutes has been going off, and I can't find it for a week.
Well, that means your house is upside down.
Right.
No. But so where you are, you have gone all through the convocation. You've come through the whole Pathfinder area. Now you are in the Skytower. You've fought the fights. You've been to the libraries. You've tracked down the Aspis Consortium. You've gone and you've got the statues of Galvin. I can't remember his name now.
Gavin. We'll go with Gavin.
With Gavin's statue that points and all of that kind of stuff. You guys have gone to zoos. You've been through actually quite a lot. You haven't been through this much since one night on the watch. And it brings you to this point right now. You are sitting in a floating tower that is 300 feet above the floor, floating in midair. You are at the very top of that. You can see a ball of light that's has tendrils of something that's inside it that's trying to get out with a rune on the floor. You have these two covered kind of runes that have red crystals inside them that have been used to cast some spells, but Flopsy has covered them. You've got two characters right now on the floor in front of you. One's asleep, one's dead. Tia's nowhere to be seen after running out of the room, shrieking at the top of her lungs. Reggie's on the floor. And what I love is, in my mind, this is what's happened. The whole tower is at a 35-degree kind of angle, and walking down the slope from the top to the bottom is Miles McCarthy, pulling out a fuck-ass big sword, ready with blood in his eyes. His mate's on the floor, and it's just Flopsy and Miles at this point in time, with this one creature that has a whole heap of images all around it, just in front of this ball of light, just about 10 feet away from it, with these two half-orcs that are on the floor. What have the thoughts of the week been for you guys in between this? Have you actually spoken to anyone about this?
No.
Good. Forget about it.
I'm stunned.
I've been thinking about it because I've been thinking about what my characters, like you've mentioned a couple of times where we're heading towards the end, and I'm going, well, what is it? What's after this? And I'm going, what's Flopsy's perspective and what's Tia's perspective? And I'm just kind of like, for Flopsy, I think his mind is on all of this is bullshit, but the end game here is getting into that library and connecting to the Black Cross and finding more about the dragon and finding more about the claw and finding more about the ring. All of that stuff is possible because of this day. He's found a whole heap of ways to kind of unpack the meta of his being here. Mm-hmm. Like Skyreach, whoop-de-doo, although there's some interesting magic up here and you might want to explore it, it's nothing that serves the bigger objective. Tia still, like literally Tia met this group 4 hours ago.
Yep.
Right. So this is a journey where I think she's going. I don't know these people, but I think I fit in this group. I think there's a gap where I make sense here. And they might take me to places where, you know, justice will endure and I can be the blade of justice that I need to be to prove who I am to the rest of the world. So her thing is, I don't know if I'm connected here, but there's an opportunity in front of me that's presented by just, you know, coming across this pretty unusual group in the middle of a field full of war and then tagging along for a little while.
I thought what she'd be thinking is, oh, fuck, I've got to get away from that guy.
She's got that's forefront in the back of her mind is
it's all these other things.
They're interesting.
It's some ponderings.
Yeah.
That is very philosophical.
Yeah, thanks for taking the reins on not being able to speak for me.
All I've been thinking about is how Pathfinder dice damage scale with length, size of weapon.
That's all he cares about. That's all he fucking cares about.
2d4, does that just make it 2d6? Because it's a large.
I'm pretty
there is a whole table. You can look it up.
But it doesn't really work on a weapon.
Yeah,
it doesn't work on the Falchion, no.
It's an actual weapons table that tells you what happens with large weapons.
What size are you going
2d4.
2?
I'm assuming 2d6.
Oh, right. So you're going from 2 to 8. You're probably going to a 1 to 10, D10.
I did look up the weapon table,
right.
but it just didn't seem to.
Okay, Justin's getting it now.
Yeah. Falchion seems to be a very specific
Oh,
damage.
right. Okay. Okay, well, so everyone's talking meta. Yours is just game meta, and mine's my story meta.
He just wants to chop someone up. Or just wants to chop
Let him
someone
have it.
up.
Let him have it.
Okay.
I mean, he's kind of flying by the seat of his pants at the moment.
Okay. So you said it was a 2d4 weapon?
Yes.
Okay. It converts into the weapon damage size conversion chart, which exists from a 2d4 to 2d6.
Well done, Linz.
It's a
You got it
large
right.
weapon.
Nice one.
Yep. Any other ones?
So
Do you
that
wanna-
goes
do you
from
wanna give
2
me
to
any other-
12, from 2 to 8, from
Yeah.
2 to 2
Imagine
to
if it
12.
was a great axe, 3d6. It goes from 1d12 to 3d6. That's pretty impressive. I do like
That's
that.
1 to 12 to 3 to 18.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Yeah, that's really nice. Anyway, and Reg, what's going through your head? Your ass.
I'm seeing stars. Yeah, that's it. I am just absolutely no idea what's going on, other than that it's cold.
Yeah, yeah. So we're at the beginning of round number 5. 5 rounds it has been since this
Can't remember. Flopsy was next to Reg, right?
whole thing.
He just tried to
started.
staunch a wound.
No, Flopsy had stayed back because Flopsy
No.
went and oh, he did.
Flopsy
Yes,
came down and he
staunched the
couldn't
wound. You are right.
pour the potion, but he tried to
You are-
failed
You are
stabilize, I think.
You are correct. I apologize to you. So it's round number 5, sorry, in the grand scheme of things.
Yep.
Yes, coming first in the initiative order right now, Reginald. Anything happening with you, Reg?
Not really, no, because I've still got a number of rounds before I.
Okay. I'm
You-
just checking.
Do you
There's-
roll to stabilize or anything like
I
that?
don't think you do that, do you? You're stunned. I just got to wait till the rounds roll off, don't I? I can't do anything. I'm stunned.
Great.
Oh, that's right.
I'm
You
prone
got
and
prone
stunned.
and stunned.
Yeah, I'm on the deck.
That is correct.
Absolutely cocked.
That explains why I've written here red stunned. It's actually Reg stunned.
Reg stunned. There you go.
Yes,
Can't
I
even
just
read your own
can't
writing.
read my own writing. That's I was wondering that in my thing. I
There we
forgot
go.
that you
See,
were
that's why I'm
stunned.
seeing
I knew
stars.
Tia was frightened. I knew you were on the floor, but I
Yeah.
thought you were bleeding out. I didn't think
No,
you
no,
were.
no, no,
You're
stunned.
stunned.
You did
That's
take a
right.
big
because
hit,
you-
though.
I'm
you
not looking
fumbled.
good.
You took a big
I'm
hit
not
and you
looking
fell
good.
down, right?
Because
Yep.
you flumble dumbled.
Yeah, it was a substantial hit because it reversed the numbers on my hit points.
Which is not
From
very,
3 to -3.
It's not very nice at all. The next thing that happens, the enemies get their turn. There is
Lovely.
only one enemy, which is a half-elf sorcerer who is standing looking at you. The conflagrations of 8 kind of images fly past and move and make it very hard to see which one's the real one, but moves his hands. Given that you are walking forward, Miles, and you've got a giant weapon that you are pulling, he is going to turn his attention upon you. He casts a spell and 3 glowing darts of energy that look like the teeth of dragons fly into you unerringly as you take.
Roll for spell resistance.
You have spell resistance?
No, I was just hoping you'd.
No, but let's do it. Let's play that out.
You got it. Even with spell resistance. Look, I'm on your side tonight. See this jar here? Dice jail. You are getting dice jail dice. Let's see if these guys go straight back into dice jail or if they actually are going to do what I need. I don't know whose side I'm on right now, but it's probably not my own. Oh, fuck me. 9 points of damage as 3 magic missile things hit. 2 1s and a 4.
Ow, ow, ow.
And yes, that is his go. Dunskies. That next person to work is Miles. It is your go.
Hey, Miles is going to laugh at the puny attempts of magic missiles. Ha ha ha! Extending his misfortune.
Mm-hmm.
And then he is going to full round attack coup de grace, the guy on the floor.
Okay.
So that means, because he's helpless, natural crit,
Yeah,
instant crit,
I thought it was an automatic. Yeah.
Yep. Critical.
max damage,
Nice.
almost max damage.
Nice.
20 points of damage as he brings the falchion down over his head in a basically just like he's chopping meat because he has
So
no skill.
no finesse at
No.
all.
Overhead choppu.
Yeah.
All right, so I guess we need
It's
to make a
heap.
fortitude save versus mass. Oh no, I don't because he's fucked.
He's got no skill in this weapon. It's too big for him. He's never
He's
used one
basically
before.
dropped
Yeah.
it. He hasn't
You
actually
see,
struck
you
with it.
see
He's dropped it.
actual sparks come out of the ground as you like just with all your might just pull straight down on this thing. You chop this orc from shoulder all the way down to waist in two nice clean parts.
Why?
You just Happy Gilmore him.
It is that is pretty nice. At this point, Tia, it is your go. And Flopsy, it is your go.
Flopsy's going to spend this round pouring a potion down old mate Reggie's mouth because he thinks Reggie's in significant trouble.
Okay.
Do you want to do the cure mod or do I?
No, you do it. It's fine. It's in your hands.
You do it. Go on. Go on.
It's 2d8 plus 3, right? 14 points of healing for you, my friend.
lovely. Thank you very much.
Do your eyes flutter open or anything? Is there any kind of...
I wasn't unconscious. I was blinking a lot, and there were stars in front of me. You know, like little
Oh,
twitty
sh-
pies spinning around.
I should have looked in your face. I thought you were unconscious. Oh.
It was all the
Just
blood.
on,
It was
Richard.
all the blood.
Just stunned.
Come on, Reginald, wake it up. Wakey, hands off Snakey, let's go.
Just to clarify something, Justin,
Yes.
do you actually have on your notes that I have someone misfortuned?
Yes,
They're
Okay, good.
Aren't they dead?
I do.
No,
Two
the
people.
one, 2 people.
Yes.
I have one failed.
Oh, maybe. There. Anyway, one of them's. No. It's one. You got one sleep strike. That's right,
Yeah.
and one misfortune. That's correct.
Cool.
Okay. That brings us down to Flopsy. You
How far down's Tia? Where's she at?
This is now another round of her moving.
So
at
she'd be
full
down the bottom of the
speed.
stairs,
Yeah,
or-
she'd be all the way down the bottom of the stairs.
Into the door that she's kicked through or not?
Yeah. So you'd be in that corridor rooms outside.
Looking, and is there a big cavity on the side wall in this room? Is there a broken sheared off part of this?
That's
tower?
down the corridor. Straight ahead
Excellent.
of you, essentially,
Great.
is where that.
How far down that corridor you reckon?
How far from this door to that open area?
Yeah.
You're talking 30 feet to the pillar that fell in front of the other door that you guys
Yeah.
kind of chopped through.
Yeah.
And then another 5 feet beyond that.
And then
To
that's
the
outside.
That's outside.
Right.
That's the open
Righto.
area.
Okay.
Okay. Just remember, you won't put yourself in harm. Like she knows, unless you can survive that, then
Survive what?
that she's not going to be suicidal.
Oh,
around
right.
this.
Okay.
Let's put that way.
Gotcha.
Let's be clear about that. Back to round number 6. Reginald,
Mm-hmm.
what are you doing?
Well, until you tell me I'm not stunned anymore, I'm staying where I am.
Okay.
I can't do it. You're stunned. I can't do anything.
He's
Can I
still
make a move
stunned.
action?
It's, I guess it'd be like having a foot cramp. You know, in the middle of the night when you have a foot cramp and you just cannot move.
Oh, you need more
You're just-
magnesium in
yeah,
your
you're
diet.
just like, ah!
Can I attempt to stand up?
And there, no,
I
because you're
can't do that.
stunned. Because you're stunned. You
now
are-
Flopsy's in 2 minds. Now that he knows you're stunned, he
you
doesn't know
cannot
whether
take actions. You drop everything you held. You take a -2 penalty to armor
Does that include your
class,
beliefs?
and you lose your dex bonus to armor class.
So
if
Flopsy
any.
doesn't know whether to try and rouse you or to draw a penis on your face.
or both. Why?
How do you
li-
know that won't arise me?
Yeah, why limit
I
it?
didn't say arouse.
Oh, sorry, right.
Why
Rouse.
limit it? The enemy. Once again, Lindsay, the enemy looks at Miles McCarthy.
Splattered in his friend's
Orc
blood.
Slayer. Commandant McCarthy, Orc Slayer.
Again, the creature or the half-elf sorcerer looks at you. He waves his hands from left to right, pulling one of his arms backwards towards his shoulder. So you kind of see it pull back. And you see this imaginary magical bow kind of flicker into life, green, dripping with some kind of liquid. An arrow kind of opens itself and moves down, the liquid forming like wax into this hardened arrow, which flies towards you. And yes, he rolls twice.
Good.
That is going to be That's not bad.
I was going to say, if he's taking this long to figure it out, it's going to be a big number.
I
It's
don't
not-
have much AC because I don't have magic.
It's not
armor anymore.
super big, but the lowest one is 16.
Yeah, that's fine. My AC is 11 at the moment.
Ugh. Okay. The arrow strikes into you, hitting, doing 5 points of acid damage, and a glob of acid sticks to your. Oh, sorry, I lie there. Please, Lindsay, don't write that down because I rolled the wrong dice. I thought it did more damage than it did. It's actually 7 points.
What?
Lesser dice, but more rolled better. 7 points of acid damage. A glob, the arrow hits into you, and it's almost like the concussion of the arrow splits, and the whole back end of the arrow just globs straight in, and you have this massive glob of acid that's sticking to the just above your hip where it hits you. The acid still sizzles away, not dissipating.
Oh, fuck, that's my new coat.
And the sorcerer moves around the side of the globe of light, kind of using it a little bit as cover, moving around the back to where a pillar, you can see there's a pillar just behind this globe of whatever this energy is, and he might be trying to look for that. So he moves a good 20 feet.
Surely you can see that they're covered up, though, right? Or is it the energy on the floor?
What's that? It's a ball of energy in the
Ah,
yeah. It is contained within something that keeps moving, and there's shuddering and shifting. Like it's the containment's probably not going to last for very long. That moves us down to Miles McCarthy. What are you going to do?
You still got the gas bow?
I do.
Let's not get cocky with the falchion.
No, I'm actually going to leave the falchion there. I'm going to draw a Cure Light potion
Mm-hmm.
and skull it.
Mm-hmm.
So 1d8. Anyone got Cure Light on their list?
Cure Light's 1.
1d8 plus 1.
8 points of healing that I get back.
Oh, well rolled.
And I will kind of drop in the falchion, drink the potion, and cackle manically.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Oh, giggle juice.
Well, all my potions have a mushroom in them, remember?
Oh.
Tia, it is your go. So Tia runs down the stairs moving. What's Tia actually doing at this point, Brett?
Tia runs to the opening in the wall,
Yep.
looks behind her to see if she's being chased by the scary person.
No.
And she's got more movement. And if it doesn't look like she's going to get damaged by anything in the fall,
Mm-hmm.
she's going to jump out the wall.
She definitely will, because if the fall...
Not by the fall, by anything in the fall.
Remember,
Like,
there's a
if there's stuff
conflagration
floating
of stuff
around
that's
and there's debris and stuff. then
Essentially, treat it like
that
a
will-
blade barrier just outside. That's how much stuff is.
she's not
floating
worried about the
around.
jump or the fall or the landing, but if
Mhm.
she's worried about debris in the air, so if
Isn't
that's going to happen,
She would also know the fall is almost instant. Certainly
she's not worried about that.
Okay.
She just wants to know on the way down she's not going to get smacked.
Yep.
So if she thinks she's going to get hit, then she'll go back to the room where she kicked the door through.
Okay. So she goes back into that room, looks at the mirror, dubiously.
Well, she's a bit lost now because she doesn't know how to activate this stuff. She followed everyone else through. She's just going to try and walk into the mirror, but she doesn't want to damage it like she's seen happen before.
Mm-hmm. Flopsy, what are you going to do?
Flopsy's sick of this sorcerer now, just chucking spells around willy-nilly. He's seen them. He doesn't like it. He's going to pull a vial off his belt, shake it up. Can he see the images and the sorcerer dude?
Yeah, very much so.
He's going to get to within 10 feet and throw it at the feet of the sorcerer.
Okay.
So not attacking the person, but attacking the space.
Okay.
And that alchemist fire will explode and do 1d6 damage to the guy.
Mm-hmm.
5 points of damage.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a reflex save, I think, to negate. I'm just double checking. So that bypasses the images, but doesn't dissipate any of the images.
So he gets a reflex save? Is that what you're trying to say?
I'm just double checking. Direct hit deals 1.6 fire damage to every creature within 5 feet of the point where the fire takes 1 point of fire damage from the splash, but he gets maximum damage because of his bomb thing.
Yep.
If desired, the target can use forehand action to attempt to extinguish flames.
It's almost like we relearn our characters every time we play, isn't it?
There's a lot of options for him. So
Yeah.
the different
But
bombs he's got.
you know, I know we've been through this before. I wonder if we played more often. If you played every day, you probably would know this. But it's because we've had so many breaks.
I mean, it's been only a week, and I swear we had another orc to kill.
Yeah, but it's
No,
also
there were
I've got
two. You
several
already killed
characters
one.
and stuff, right? No, I think you get put on fire.
Okay, all right. So a big glob of fire comes into the very many images that are floating around, and you're not sure which one is which. And the fire seems to imagine like I think it's like napalm, like this alchemist fire. It splashes up, and this splash of napalm sort of hits this invisible barrier and just slides straight off onto the
Does it
floor.
now?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, not very nice. Right. Can Flopsy do an arcane knowledge on that?
You can certainly do an arcane knowledge on that.
17.
Does arcane knowledge have a specific DC or anything like that that's there, or?
Well, it's it and the spellcraft, right? So you have got enough knowledge to understand the spell that I'm going to make a
20 usually to identify a spell
I don't
effect
think I
that's in
rolled well
place is an arcana check, and you need 20 plus the spell level.
I didn't hit it,
Okay.
no matter what.
So you're not sure exactly what's going on here.
Magical barrier.
That brings us down to round number 7. 7 rounds have passed. It's a long time for a fight to happen. And Reg,
Not for one of ours, it's not.
coming out of your stupor,
Oh,
you get to act.
excellent. What's near me?
A big ball of light that's pulsing. You've got these two, I guess, one of them, these two shadowy things, they're shrouded. One of them looks like a big coat, like a coat hanger. The other one's got a blanket over the top of it. There's a door, there's Flopsy, there's Miles.
There's
There's
eyeballs
two-
on the blanket.
There's 3 dead orcs on the floor, but one of them is in 2, if that makes sense.
2 of them are, because Tia got one of them.
Yeah, oh, that's right. There's 4 dead parts of orcs on the floor, and then there is a kind of flickering image of a wizard or a wizardly character moving near a pole further down between you. There's Flopsies
Okay.
between you and it.
I am going to shakily stand up
Yep.
and then draw a karma.
Okay.
Good job, old chap. Welcome back. Right, yes.
Enemy's turn. The wizard looking straight at you there, Flopsy.
Hello. National Tiles.
Frank Walker, National Tiles.
Once again, you see his hands move, but 3 of his fingers click to his thumbs. His pinky finger hits his thumb, his ring finger, and then his index finger. The middle finger? What's the middle finger called? Index? No, index is your pointy finger. Whatever the middle one
The
is.
fuck you finger.
It's got the middle finger?
Yeah, the middle finger hits them. And then 3
Don't do that. No.
shining bolts
Negative.
of energy
No.
unerringly hit you. This time doing an amazing amount of damage. That is 13 points of damage as all 3
Ow.
fly
Hey.
straight into you. And
Come
he moves
on.
around behind the pole.
Stop that. Ouch. Reg, get rid of those images.
Once again, I guess, Flopsy, at this point, you see the sky key in his hand, and he's kind of, it's almost like he's holding it and casting spells. It's not being used, but imagine like a spell casting rod. He's just, it's in his hand, but again, it's twitching parts of it. And, you know, you're not sure if it's making his spells more potent. You're not sure if it's hindering him. There's something going on with that sky key, though, and you see it every now and then lurch towards this ball of energy that he is there, but he moves around getting cover from the pole at this point. When we move down to Miles McCarthy, it is your go.
Miles is going to laugh as he charges forward and around the corner and, come on, let's go, you elfish idiot.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to try and throw a punch at him.
Okay.
16 to hit.
Oh, sorry. I've got to go back one bit. Miles, there's still a glob of acid upon you, and I have to do some acid damage.
Oh.
So even as this, minimum fucking damage, 4 points of damage as the acid dissipates and sort of eats
Gee
into your
whiz,
skin,
it is.
the remainder of it. Sorry.
Actually, I can't cackle anyway because I'm moving.
Oh, okay. So what is that? What's the effect of that?
Means it will wear off next round.
Okay. So you move up and punch.
Move up and take a punch.
Okay.
I'm not sure if I should do that now.
Do your punching.
But I've said it.
punchless.
That was a 16, I said.
A 16 does not meet its armor class. However, even without meeting the armor class of the creature, you hit something and you see one of the images pop. There is less of them, but there's still quite a few, more than sort of that are poking around.
How many are left?
What?
How many images? Or
Yeah.
how many personas?
They're kind of moving around. You think
Call it a flurry full?
maybe 7
A McFlurry full?
of them.
7.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Sitting there. That then brings us down from Miles to Tia. Tia, what are you doing in this round?
He's going to try and walk carefully through the mirror.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. Boom. Teleport straight back. You find yourself in a room. There's a bed. Right next to the bed is a side table. There's a cupboard. There's a mirror. So Tia pops into the room of requirement and is in a totally different plane, probably 300 feet below you guys. Looking, I guess she probably can see this wilting tower above her. That brings us down to Flopsy.
Can I just say, at least if we TPK, Tia will survive. Someone will carry on.
Hold the torch.
She's not officially part of the party, though.
True.
Yeah.
But for the podcast's sake, someone is alive.
Right. She's, much like the Hulk, she'll walk off into the distance with solitary music. Flopsy's very disappointed about the
Effort of Little Reg?
the bomb not going off.
Yeah.
He's
It went off.
he's going to have a good look at the glowing ball
Yeah.
and see what he can tell spellcraft-wise about it and see how it might connect to the key in the sorcerer's hand. He's going to use his arcane skills to figure that out.
Yep.
Is it a knowledge arcana spellcraft? You want to use his arcane
What
sight?
knowledges do you have?
I have arcana, dungeoneering, engineering, local nature, nobility, planes, and religion.
Do
if
a
you say
plane.
all the knowledges.
if you
Do
say
a-
geography, I'll
do
get
a
really pissed
geography.
off.
No, do a planes one, please.
Not rolling very well. 18.
An 18. You think that there is something planar about this. So you get the idea, like it.
Ah,
it's-
yes, this thing can really shape wood.
It certainly triggers as nothing that's arcane. Like while magical in nature, it's linked to something to do with planes and some kind of cage.
I use
At
my
the
knowledge
same
of planes to determine it's something plain.
You see the key and it's a key.
Just that it's planes. Like just because I made you roll planes, that get told you as characters, not as players, not as a character. Don't stop playing my character, Luke. Jesus. All right, Flopsy, what are you going to do? You've still got actions.
So there's nothing other than planar that he can tell about it. He can't use a knowledge arcana. He can't see how it's connected to the key. He's going to walk up to the sorcerer and try and grab the key out of the sorcerer's hand.
So you're going to walk up to the sorcerer and
In a flanking position, right?
Wait, drawing a dagger as he goes.
drawing a dagger as you go. Yes, and you do a disarm.
Sure, if that's what those monks call it. He just looked at Reggie and saw him do that.
You are trying
What do
to
you call that thing that you just did? A stunned fisting? Is that what that was?
Do you have any way of actually taking this out of its hands, Brett?
Not with that considered, Brett.
Oh, that was good. I enjoyed that.
No, he's got no idea how to do this. He's just expecting to walk up and imperiously take that thing like, you should give me that. I'll take that. Thank you.
Okay. You provoke an attack of opportunity. Which is very interesting because a sorcerer by their very means doesn't really do attacks of opportunity, except this sorcerer reaches out and with an open hand tries to rake it across your body.
What? He's naturally armed, damn it!
Mm-hmm. Just give me one moment. Talk amongst yourselves for a second. I just need to look up.
So you're both engaged in combat with this sorcerer.
What? Engage? Is this what that is? Oh, shit. Didn't mean to get that close. I just wanted that thing. Why is it in...
I mean, I got no spells. I mean, I probably should have kept Cackle.
No, I'm just making sure that's what's happening. So for my next move.
Do I go before it, though? Because then I can Cackle.
Yeah, you do.
Luke, could you do me a favor and just roll a D20 and a D10 at the same
A
time?
D20 and a D10.
Mm-hmm. No reason for you to do this. Just I'd like to kill Brett. Flopsy.
I rolled a 19 on the D20 and a 3 on the D10.
Did you roll disadvantage?
Would you like me to roll a D20
Did I have
again?
to?
Yeah, until the next round. Unless this is the start of
Do I
the
roll
new
a D20
round.
again?
This is the new round.
Okay. Well, then no.
Okay, so
No.
19 and a 3.
19 and a 3, so,
Yeah, so
22 in total.
Yeah.
If you can add those up. Can you re-roll again?
Both dice?
Yeah.
2 and a 1. 2 on the D20 and a 1 on the D10.
Now, this is an interesting. So here's a little flip behind the curtain, if you will. This is a natural weapon that he's using. He's using claws that he has. Rolling a critical fumble as he rolled a 1 and a 1.
Oh, 11.
Yeah, so he didn't actually have to roll twice. He rolled a 1 and a 1. There's no getting worse than that. So in terms of that, the first one he rolled, the weapon is destroyed and can be reassembled for 3/4 of the weapon's base costs, including magic weapons. And the second one you rolled was a complete miss. So it completely misses you, Flopsy. Not only does
Wanted to
that
destroy
do
his
that,
hands.
it hits the pole and you see the claws of his hands just shatter.
Nice.
Broken nail.
Yeah, broken nails, knowing that rendering them useless.
Oh,
Now,
that looks nasty. Oh, my goodness. You're going to need to see a little Asian lady to fix that.
racist. Can you please do your CMB check?
Sorry, I just offended myself just a touch. I'm sorry. Apologies out there. That's Flopsy, not Brett talking.
I'm moving on.
Sorry, what am I doing, Justin?
A CMB check.
For Flopsy.
Yes.
Oh, this is going to be great. 6.
You do not manage to grab the item out of the sorcerer's hand, even with all of the fumbling around and moving that it does. He fumbled through.
Good work.
Boo.
It doesn't just go for good guys, it goes for bad guys too. All right, that brings us down to, so Flopsy, you've run up and done that. I lied to you then, Miles. It is the same round anyway, but either way, you still had to roll the Flopsy's the last of that. Reginald, round number 8. You are up. You have a karma in your hand. There is a newfound, fangled
Purpose.
joy, purpose,
Let's go.
energy, speed.
Okay, so I'm going to... How far away are they? I'm just going to walk up.
Yep.
They're both flanking now, aren't they?
Yeah, so there's a pole between you and him, and then you've got Miles on one side of the pole flanking, like he's on the other side of the pole. So there's, you have to get around behind.
Can I do that in one move, though?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll do that, and we're going to flurry. So I'm going to take... So obviously, I can still see many, many images. So this flurry is essentially
You
going to
can't
be...
flurry. A flurry is a full round action.
You can do one big hit or
Yeah.
trip him,
All right, let's try that.
depending on what
So
image you hit.
jaded. I feel mean, Luke, because you have been on the floor being
That's okay.
useless,
That's
and
okay.
then you walk up and you say flurry. I just read a rule book.
Yep. All right, 27 to hit,
You get +2 on that.
29 to hit.
27 hits. 29 also hits. Just roll a D6 for me. I don't even know how to do this.
4. Oh, do I not tell you?
No. Okay. Pop one of the images.
What a waste of a crit.
So you do not strike into the
That would
elf
have been great.
itself.
That would have been
That
great.
would have been so good.
That would have
With
been like
Snakebite
6
Striker,
points of
I would
damage.
No, because I'd have got precision damage for flanking because of my
Oh,
Snakebite
of
Striker. I'd have got an
course.
extra D6 on the damage. And it was a natural 20. If I confirmed the crit, I would have been double. So I might have got to make maybe 4 points of damage out of that.
That's very funny. Miles, it's going to be your go after the sorcerer himself has a go.
So
Now-
I want to clarify something, just because
Yes.
this is a rule I always get really confused by.
Okay, just one of them.
So misfortune is
Every hole is, in fact, a goal. Is that the rule? No?
Is a belly button a hole?
Moving on. Misfortune is a hex that lasts for 1 round.
Yes.
And then you have a cackle, which is a movement action
Yes.
to extend it for 1 round.
Yes.
So does that mean I didn't cast cackle last round,
Mm-hmm.
so when it goes around to my turn next, it wears off, or his turn next, it wears off?
It will wear off this round. So
But
you're
on my turn or this turn?
so because you haven't done it, technically it is on your turn that
Okay.
it wears off.
And I can't cackle on my turn and extend it
No,
because it's already
because
gone.
it's
Okay,
already gone.
cool.
So it's just lasted. It's that one area of
One
round.
extra
Yeah.
round.
Yeah. So then it goes. I have a feeling it is actually on the other person's turn, but because I did the acid damage on your turn, on his turn for you, we'll do it on
I
your
find
turn.
the 1
because you
round
do it.
stuff really confusing that way.
It should be on your turn. The 6 seconds actually lasts till your turn. So technically, he is still.
Yeah, but then
misfortune
if he goes straight after me
Mm-hmm.
and I cackle him,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I misfortune him, and then his goes. It would have to be on my turn that it wears off.
Yeah.
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 Anyway, go.
There's a sense of panic in his eyes as he looks around. He sees the 3 of you kind of surrounding him a little bit, even though he's doing okay in this. You see him look down at the gear that is strapped down to his belt. You can see a few potions. You can see a few wands. You can see a couple of scrolls there as well. And he looks down and he just is filled with a bit of indecision. So the first thing that he can think of to do is he looks at Flopsy and with rage and a scream of guttural actual anger just goes "Rah!" and just launches himself at you, Flopsy, physically just running into you and attempting to push you back. So like you did with him,
Not cool. Not cool.
he is going to attempt to bull rush you. Flopsy, you get an attack of opportunity if you have anything in your hand.
I do. I pulled that dagger, remember?
do. You don't,
Why not?
because he's not doing it to you.
He's moving away.
But that's exactly the point. He's making the movement away from me, so surely.
Hasn't done it yet.
All right.
Don't worry, we both will.
7 points of 7 to a hit.
7 to hit.
7
no.
points of hit.
7 points of hit is not enough of hit to hit him. And what he is going to attempt to do is he's just going to push you out of his way, maybe opening up a space for him to get through and get away. He just wants
Not cool.
He just wants to step out for there, rolling his 2 dice as he does. His CMB, all of his CMB versus your CMD, Flopsy. Just out of interest,
This is going to be a race to the bottom, isn't it?
what is your CMD?
12.
Meets it, fucking beats it. So with misfortune, he would not have with misfortune, he would have beat you substantially, but he gets a 12, pushing you back. He pushes you back 5 feet.
Standing here. Come on.
Does that mean he moves forward 5 feet as well?
No,
then, so
he
feels-
doesn't
occupies his
move
face
forward.
there?
He just pushes Flopsy back.
Okay.
5 feet. Flopsy, you kind of move back, and I think I described this last week as some powders on the floor,
Yeah.
and your foot hits just the outside of one of those bits of powder. And remember, we were talking just a little while ago. What happens? What is this whole globe for? Well, a tendril of power sneaks straight out of this globe and hits you.
Do I get a battle cat?
Wow. So I'm just reading this right now.
Hmm.
A tendril of kind of pure weird kind of energy sneaks out. It's like the end of a serpenty snake kind of flails in the air and grabs you around your ankle.
Oh. Ow.
It snakes around
Not cool.
the very bottom of your ankle. And with that, it squeezes. And you feel something crack and pop.
Open
As
days.
an insane amount of pressure. This is a lot. I am really sorry. Okay, I didn't roll well.
That's one thing.
Mm-hmm.
But it's Flopsy.
I'm trying to mitigate my own reactions to this. 13 points of damage. And
Oh.
it tries to hold you on a grapple check of 22.
It doesn't seem fair.
So this tendril just grabs you, and it's like more and more that it grabs you, more sand and more of the powder that's on the floor that causes this rune on the floor. What am I trying to say?
There's a doodle on the floor and it's kind of going, wow.
Thank you. There's a doodle on the floor and it's going to go rah. No, the more your foot moves around, the more you disturb the sand on the floor, lessening the cage, the energy cage that whatever is inside of this that just grabbed you actually does. The guy, the sorcerer that is there kind of laughs a little bit. You see a maniacal laugh happen, and
He's got cackle.
What he does now is really out of character, but he moves 30 feet away in the other direction. So he moves out where Flopsy is and then moves around, provoking an attack of opportunity from both Miles McCarthy and from Reggie Rondell.
He'd get one from Flopsy as well, though, wouldn't he?
No, because he moved. Flopsy's now got to open a 5-foot space between him.
Wouldn't he step into that space and then move out of it?
Okay. Yes, I grant you another attack of opportunity, Flopsy.
Great. No, you guys will get yours first because...
Okay. So 17 on the trip.
Okay, a 17 on the trip. Okay. I knew it was coming.
Snuck that in there,
I
Luke.
know what your one-trick ponies are like.
That's
hey,
fine.
Luke, roll a d6.
A D6. Oh, of course. 5.
Yeah, another image pops out of place as you trip. Yes, an image definitely falls to the floor, but as it hits the floor, it just dissipates. Miles McCarthy.
I only got 11.
An 11 is not enough to hit him, nor is it enough to actually get even close to one of his images and pop one of the images away. And he moves out of your squares in front of Flopsy and then moves out of the square that's in front of Flopsy.
Flopsy just lets him go.
Flopsy allows him to go. So he moves 1, 2, 3, 4.
Another image. Okay.
Well, he already made an attack of opportunity but missed anyway.
Oh.
I don't think he's got combat expertise.
I don't.
So he
It's
stands.
combat reflexes, but okay.
He stands 10 foot.
Real smackdown from Luke.
Yeah, just the way that he had to go around this, he stands 10 foot behind you, Miles.
Okay.
Okay.
10 foot behind him.
Behind Miles. So, and that, which is, so he's close. Miles is closest, and then you're diagonally behind Miles from him, in the square behind. So it's 15 foot for you.
Right. Okay, so still a movement, so I don't get a full round action. I see what you're doing. It's
So,
fine.
yeah. And he moves away, pulling a wand.
Oh.
That then brings us to Miles. What are you going to do, Miles?
I'm
Fuck him up, Mars.
going to charge him.
Mm-hmm.
Like an actual charge.
Yep.
Yep.
With what?
My fists.
Loitering? Reckless endangerment?
Soliciting.
One fist's called credit and the other one's called charge.
Your payment's overdue.
I thought they had to have 4 letters.
18 to hit.
Nice.
An 18. Is that with the +2 from
Yeah.
charge?
Yep.
Yes, that will definitely hit. Can you please roll a d10 for me?
4.
I thought it was a D6.
Well, there's less of them now.
Oh, okay.
So because there were 6 of them before,
All right.
now there's less of them. So
Okay.
now there's 5. So 1, 2,
And you're
3, 4.
Okay, got you. Yep.
all that kind of business.
5 points of damage as I sock him in the mouth,
Yeah.
hopefully.
Again, an image dissipates as you do not
How many images are left?
sock him. 4.
Far out.
4 images are left. That gets us down to Tia. Tia, you shake your head. What the fuck are you running for?
Ah. Well.
Hello?
This is embarrassing.
Oh. Okay, back up we go.
Yeah, so you jump through the mirror. It's going to take you a couple of rounds to get back. This is the joy of this spell, is that it takes you just as much time to get
The
back.
whole time on the way back, you're like, bloody sorcerers, I hate them. Down, boot in the face.
Flopsy.
Flopsy is as grey as you have ever seen him. He looks like he's about to pass out from the pain, and he's not sure whether he's got much longer that he can survive this. So he's going to pull a potion off of his belt
Mm-hmm.
as a move action,
Mm-hmm.
and he's going to drink it as a standard action.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of things happen.
Okay.
He turns gaseous at that point,
Oh, okay.
and he falls unconscious.
And you fall unconscious. You see the tendril of light, the energy that snuck out and grabbed around Flopsy's leg kind of sink in on itself as it whips back in as this tendril of light does not have anything to hold.
And an
because of the gas
kind of substantial form of Flopsy just floats there.
Mhm. What you do see is a mouth, a giant maw that opens up in the energy, and it takes a very deep breath.
Does it suck him in with the wind?
No, it doesn't do that at all.
Ah, right.
It'd be good if it did. I wish I had
Yeah,
that.
blow Flopsy smoke rings or
This is, a
something.
game, this is a game of imagination. My imagination wants that to happen. I'm not having fun here. You're about to kill my cool sorcerer.
Are we there?
Anyway.
Are we
Let's see.
there?
Let's see.
Yeah. Round number 9. Round number 9. All right, Reginald, you are going first.
Yep. Okay. We're moving to a flanking position.
Okay, so you got to move all the way around.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
that is more than 20 feet to get into a flanking position, Reginald.
I'm 30 feet movement.
Yeah. Okay.
Is that all right? Yeah.
Sure.
Gee, gosh, you're
Well,
in a
it's
real mood,
15
aren't you,
feet to get there.
Honestly.
Justin, I'd like you to lead you back to when we
I
say,
think-
don't ask how long we have to move, how far we have to move, just tell us what we're doing.
I think that's a great idea, Luke. Good on you for
Awesome.
getting into a flanking
All right,
position with this
17
creature.
on the trip. What am I rolling now?
17 on the trip.
Yeah, what am I rolling now?
Okay, that is versus his CMD, correct?
Last time I checked, yeah.
Yeah. So it does go there. 1d4, please.
A D4. Ah,
A
this is my
D4.
magic. Here we
Oh,
go.
it's a 3.
Yeah, 1.
Oh, plus, yeah.
All 4 of the images fall to the floor.
Awesome.
Oh, you got him.
Awesome.
Oh.
Vicious stomp.
Yeah, this is where you're at. This is where
Yeah,
you
here we
live.
go. 20 to hit.
20 definitely
I'm
overcomes its
flanking him,
armor
right?
class. Yes, you got into a flanking position.
Oh, look at that smile. Look at him.
I like how he's
He's
just
so
finishing
happy.
the job.
He's so
10 points of damage.
Just roll a d4 for me.
Oh, kid.
3.
Pop! One of the images gets cracked into the head.
But you also cracked the...
Mirror image is my new favorite
I
spell.
thought they would all pop once they all go down. I've hit the right one. They all pop, don't
Nope.
they? That is horse shit.
Nope.
But you cracked the brick underneath it. It was pretty impressive.
And he's still on the floor. So
And he's still on the floor. That brings us to his go. Now, he's no longer misfortuned. He's on the floor. He's got a wand in his hand. He doesn't know what the fuck to do. Once again, he's in the same fucking predicament. What can you do in this space if you are a
Surrender.
yes,
If you
exactly
are
what I
a
was going to say.
sorcerer.
Ah.
I can
Give
tell
it
you.
up.
I can tell you where to put the wand.
Or to quote Worf, die.
Combat
Casting.
casting.
Ah.
That's all he can do at this point. Combat casting. You see his hands move. His fingers, again, you see them, his thumb hit his pinky, his ring finger, his middle finger. And then the sky key pushes his hand out of the way. He loses the spell.
Oh. See, that's because Flopsy disarmed him before.
Yeah. He lost the spell. He does not get the spell. he cannot cast. And that moves us into, does he do a move action? Oh, fuck it. He stands up.
That is a 27 on the trip.
Oh, yeah, that'll beat his CMD. Just D6 for this time, please.
D6 this time? You're
D6.
making this up as you go along. D10, D6, D4.
D6.
3.
Nope, you needed a 1 or a 2. So you pop again, one of the images goes down. There are only 2 images
24.
left. There is a 50-50 chance that you are going to hit him. Miles, roll me I think at this point, let's do a percentile chance.
Hang on, I thought Miles just attacked him. Did he not?
That's my attack of opportunity.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Hold that number.
That's why he has to do...
That's why we're doing the
No.
percentiles.
Yeah. Above 50 or below 50?
Below 50.
You connect with something solid.
Bam. 8 points of damage.
That's a lot of damage.
Yeah, it is.
Stay down, bitch.
How do you get 8 points of fucking damage?
I'm a strong boy.
Shit.
How do you get 8 points of damage?
Sorry. 6 points of damage.
Hang on. That's
Yeah.
still a little
Hang on.
high for my
How
liking.
do you get 6 points of damage? 1d3 plus 4. What's your strength?
Empty-handed strike for a standard character.
It's 1d3.
It's 1d3.
yeah.
yeah.
What's your
1d3.
strength?
Plus 3.
Plus 3.
Yeah.
So you
So I
roll,
rolled a 3.
yeah, and a 3.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Just making sure that you're not cheating because I felt. So just clarify this. You did 6 points of damage. You're not a monk though.
No, because I have a feat that
I have feet.
I have improved unarmed strike.
Yeah, but you're not a monk, right? But you did 6 points of damage with your unarmed strike.
Yeah.
And you're not a monk class.
Correct.
Interesting. Reg, how much damage do you usually do?
Let's just keep playing the game.
Yeah,
But I'm double his size. You leave Reggie alone.
You're a monk class there, Reginald. It's there. So yes, you crunch.
Doesn't
you feel
he? Don't you provoke an attack of opportunity?
No, because he's got unarmed. He's got a
Proved
feat
on that.
for it.
I'm literally reading that. Oh, I
yeah.
don't know why I even said that.
He's got a
But there
feat
we
for
go.
it. So
I've used up my rule slam today, so I'm all good.
You feel a crunch as you basically get him straight in the jaw. He sees something dislocate.
Something.
You see something dislocate as you feel a crunch. That all of that is words I use.
I dislocated his
Tia.
ear.
Tia.
Up the stairs again. Up, down, 1, 2, 4, 6, 8.
And Flopsy.
Don't worry about it. He's unconscious and gaseous.
Makes it really hard for someone to heal you,
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's,
he took an option.
Sorry, did you miss my go? Because that was my provoked attack of opportunity.
Oh, it was. You are correct. Miles, it's your go.
Thank. He's still on the ground, isn't he?
No.
Oh, okay. 15.
15 is not enough to hit.
Oh, I'm flanking though, right?
Yeah. Yes, he will be.
17.
Not enough to hit. Not enough. You need a higher hit of armor class, but you do pop the remaining image. There is only one left at this
have you
point in time.
Do you kind of feel like we're soccer hooligans sometimes? We just get him on the ground and kick the shit out of him.
I have got a lever and ball there, so that makes sense. Yeah.
Round number 10, Reginald, what are you going to do?
I'll give you a guess.
Is it trip? Is it your version of sleep strike?
It's flurry, but because I'm using the karma, I get to trip him with it. So here we go. Oh, that's disappointing. 25.
25 hits, he goes down.
Vicious stomp.
Yep.
Oh, that is disappointing. That is only going to be a 13.
13.
A 12, sorry. 12.
12 points of damage.
No, 12 to hit.
Oh, that's not going to hit him.
Right.
His armor class. You bounce off some kind of invisible armor.
Okay, so now my second strike from my flurry, because that
Yes.
was my vicious stomp. 18 to hit.
Meets it, beats it.
Alrighty, and I'm flanking him, right?
You are.
If this isn't more than 6, I'm going to be very unhappy. 8 points of damage.
Oh, nice.
Good job.
Nice.
Good job, Reg.
It's not bad.
Nice.
It's not bad.
That is
Yes.
that is a substantial amount
That's
of damage.
right. As I stamp on his face.
Yep. So 2 hits,
Sorry?
2 flurries. Is that all you got?
That
Or
was
you
it.
have
So it's 3. The initial hit, which tripped him. Then
Yep.
I got the vicious
Vicious
stomp.
stomp,
And then
then
I did
the
the
second
second flurry. Yeah.
Gotcha. That now makes it to his go. You know what worked really well for him then?
Nothing.
Combat casting from the floor. Go for it.
No.
You should try and
stand
bull
up.
rush again.
Stand up.
You can see his hands maneuver. Different shapes, different moods, different modes. And he attempts once again
To break
to
dance.
combat cast from the floor. Sorry, I gotta look up combat casting.
I hate combat
Do you
casting.
reckon he's casting sleep on himself knowing he's immune? But everyone around him might go to sleep?
Fuck me! He loses the spell again. Fuck off. Fuck off. That was the difference
close?
between. No.
Was it close?
It was within 3.
Oh.
Does he provoke for that?
No, that's what the combat casting does.
But if he fails
stops
it,
him.
no?
He loses the
he
spell.
just
It
loses
draws
the
it. It's
spell.
okay. Sorry.
No, so that's his job done. Miles, it is your go.
He doesn't want to stand up again?
No. No. Maybe if he got all of his mirror images back, he would have tried it, but no.
That's a natural 19 on the dice.
Yeah, that'll
Nice.
hit.
Doesn't do much for unarmed, though, does it?
No.
It's got to be a 20, hey. It's a shame.
5 points of damage.
5 points of damage
Like
is.
lay another fist into his solar plexus.
That brings us down to Tia. You're back upstairs.
Hello. Yes,
comes
was it
in and
left
keeps-
or...
You burst through the door and you've got one more movement before you can get into the fray.
Sorry, I am coming.
Flopsy,
Don't worry about it.
round number 11. We're not leaving till we finish this
Kick
battle.
him to pieces, Reg.
You can take as long as you like, Year 9.
My go?
Kick him to pieces.
Okay, Reggie's going to just wail on him with a flurry. Yeah, I'll let those numbers.
Trip him even further.
So the first attack is a 21.
That'll hit.
Yep. Am I still flanking?
Mm-hmm.
So that is, that's disappointing. 4 points of damage.
Okay.
And the second attack.
welcome home, Reggie.
Yeah, we go. 24 to hit.
Yeah, that definitely hits.
8 points of damage.
8.
Oh.
Oh, that's lovely. Pathfinder dog. And he falls into death.
What did he say? Can't find a dog.
Pathfinder dog.
I thought that was a part of the quest I missed. I'm like, they're looking for a dog.
Have
Yes,
you seen
Sky Key the
Fido?
dog. Sky Key the dog.
Have you seen Fido?
Sky Key, here boy, Sky Key. Come on.
As his hand releases the sky key, he goes limp. The sky key falls out of his grasp onto the floor, and you see it by itself kind of wiggle in place. It spins around 3 times, then snaps like it's magnetic to the floor and starts slowly dragging towards the energy ball.
Can I grab it?
You can.
Reggie, grab it, yeah? What do you want me to roll on?
Mm-hmm. Just that is just see a strength check
A
is at this
strong-
point in time.
12.
12. It can you have your hands around it, but you're getting pulled closer and closer to
Miles, grab me!
this ball of light. Miles, what are you going
Not
to be
there.
doing?
Grab him.
So you grab him. Strength check.
Oh, I rolled a 2. So that's a
Tia!
Yeah, it still
5.
managed to maneuver. Tia, what are you doing?
Can Tia see what's going on?
Yeah, Tia can see what's going on.
You're both grabbing each other but getting dragged to the thing.
That's
Yep.
correct.
She's going to try and run up to you and push you, like tackle you both to the ground with the whatever's pulling you towards it. Does that work?
As in, you're trying to
Grab them
dislocate
both.
them from it?
No, grab them both and push them away from where they're being
Oh, so
dragged.
you want to add?
Yes, I'm
Yeah, strength check.
Yeah. It's not Tia's strong suit, is it?
I hope it is. She's a
So-
bar.
You'd probably need a D20 rather than a 12 there, Brett.
Remember,
That's
we
good,
have to
'cause
can't
that
let
was
it
a
touch
blow.
the
That's a low number.
Been rolling that all night. To be fair, I rolled a 1 again.
Okay. All right. So no, again, the Sky Key continues its maneuver up. What are you doing here, Flopsy?
Sorry about it.
Okay. Reginald, what you doing?
Flopsy's just floating there as a gaseous
Let's
form, right?
pull harder.
Okay.
Heave, boys. Heave.
I am not a boy.
Pull hard too.
Yeah,
Pull harder.
even less than that.
Okay. Miles.
That's a 13 this time.
Okay, the Sky Key continues to move towards this glowing ball of light. It's slow, but it's moving. Tia.
Tia's going to reach out a meaty hand, grab it around the Sky Key.
Yep.
She's got the big sword in the other hand.
Yeah, of course.
And she digs her feet in. And I'm saying all of this because I'm trying to do maths while I'm talking for 19.
For 19. Again, Tia is not strong enough to stop this Sky Key from maneuvering into this ball of light. Flopsy, what are you doing?
Flopsy's going to, you see a mirror
Uh-huh.
and a bed and a window. No. Don't worry about it.
Reginald, what are you doing?
Is it my go again?
Mm-hmm.
Knowing that I'm not up to the task at this, I'm going to reach out a hand and touch Tia.
Ow!
And cast Strength Surge.
Oh, hello.
Miles, what are you doing?
Can I make a Arcana check on the key if there's any way I can figure out how to stop it from doing what it's trying to do?
It's not arcane in nature.
Right. Strength check. Same, 13.
13. Not enough. The key inches slowly but surely towards that ball of light. But something happens. The ball of light flashes. From the very inside of it, you see it brighten. And the pea-sized white light kind of emanates in a pulse outside of the ball, and you see a whole heap of tendrils fly outside of this ball. One of the tendrils hits the key, and in a massive, massive, massive amount of sparking, the two things meet, and you see, you're blinded for a second as a flash of light happens and sparks fly into the air. When you blink, your eyes come back into focus, and you see in front of you two medium-sized living lightning bolts. And we're going to find out what happens next time.
I thought they were the dogs.
That frickin' half-elf must have been strong as balls.
Right.
That's half-elf was great. That is the longest. A sorcerer is still one of my favorite characters to play. That motherfucker had 30 hit points, but I'll tell you what, Mirror Image is the best spell ever.
That's pretty good.
Frustrating is what it is.
It is so good for them, but I mean, what was he ever going to be able to do in a situation like that? He's basically in a spellcaster in an open room. I'm reading a book at the moment, and the book is like, if the spellcaster knows you're coming, you're dead. If the spellcaster doesn't know that you're coming, they're dead. That was the way someone summed up a war. And I'm like,
true.
it is pretty true.
Yeah.